Vanny, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone! I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
Let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
No one is to stone anyone until I blow this whistle.
You can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Lord, you can imagine where it goes from here.
You sure you're ready?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You sure?
Yeah.
Cool. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Zedos Game Podcast. I am Joseph Buchanan, and with me today is Sacha Allari.
Hey.
Sach did a great job with the last two podcasts. Last time I've been away, had some personal stuff going on, but I am now back and back at the I don't know what you would call this, the
55th episode?
Yeah, 55th episode, yes. So yeah, it's another milestone. 55. Didn't think it'd be here. It's been awesome watching this show transition into this, or to what it is now. And yeah, it's been awesome. So Sach, I must ask, for the 2 weeks that you had the reins of the show, how was it for you?
Yeah, it was good, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was good.
What did you do? How was controlling Leo and the other guests?
Leo, it's just the same. You know?
Same old
Depends
Leo.
which Leo you get. But no, it was good. It all worked out. We all had some fun. Yeah, it was good.
Well, thank you, Leo, for helping with the sound. Did he provide the sound?
Yeah, he did. Leo provided the sound and stuff. He was a trooper, and hey, we called him. He showed up. Like, no questions asked, man.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Again, thanks again, Leo.
Big shout out to Mr. Van Damage of the Van Damage podcast. Check it out if you guys want to listen to him interview crazy random people.
Okay, so just to correct you, it's the What's the Damage podcast, because I heard on the
you heard
other
on the last one when he's like, you just corrected me there. Okay.
Yeah. It's just
What's the Damage podcast?
Yeah. And
what did I call it?
The Van Damage podcast.
Van Damage podcast. Well, it's a Van Damage podcast. It's got Van Damage in the name, right?
Maybe you should change it to the Van Damage podcast.
Maybe you should. Probably doing more damage.
Right, so yeah, going straight back into it, we start off with the trailers. So this week, it's a small assortment. We've got American Assassins and we've got Lost in London. American Assassins directed by Michael Cuesta. I'm not going to pronounce this properly. Cuesta. And Lost in London is directed by Harrelson. And we'll start off with American Assassins. This film looks freaking awesome. It starts off quite somber. It starts off. In fact, I'm gonna play the trailer while we're talking about it. So it just starts off with this guy's looking at the camera. Someone's talking to him about the death of his parents, and it just looks like he has razor sharp focus. While he's been talked to by I'm not sure who, I don't know what the actress's name is, but the last thing I saw was in Blade, they're sitting on the beach with his girlfriend, and there's a lot of people that get shot, and that just changes his perception on everything, and looks like he's turning himself into an assassin after that, and then you get Michael Keaton. And Michael Keaton just steps in as this veteran of, I'm not sure, either a war or he's some part of a governmental unit. And from this point on, I'm going to let Sach take over because I think he'll be able to explain it better than I can. But have no doubt that this film it starts off intriguing and it ends intriguing. It's great. It looks absolutely fascinating. Sach?
Yeah, it looks quite quite solid. I mean, like, to be quite honest, I wasn't really interested in it until Michael Keaton showed up.
What?
Oh no, seriously, it just
How
looked like,
dare you, sir?
I'm sorry. I'm just saying my point of view. It just kind of looked like a run-of-the-mill kind of thriller. And then I saw one of my favourite actors just show up, and then I was interested from there on in. But to be quite honest, like, yeah, it does look like a revenge flick of some kind.
It looks more than that, man.
well, yeah.
He's taken a step forward of revenge and becoming
this is like the more serious version of the Nick Cage movie I saw earlier on this year, where the guy tried to take killing Bin Laden as his like #1 priority. If you guys haven't seen Army of One, check it. But this kid looks like he's going through like military training through the aid of his Obi-Wan Kenobi being Michael Keaton. And hey, if you're gonna kick ass and get someone to train you, you may as well go to the original Batman, and he'll show you a few things.
And he does show him a few things.
I mean, like, the trailer does look good. Looks quite competent.
The trailer sold me completely.
It's nice to see that Taylor Kitsch is still on the screens. I was just going through the cast list. I noticed that Praro is in this movie.
David Suchet.
Yeah, him. I was like, sold.
Yeah. The reason why I like this more or less from the get-go is because it doesn't do what normal trailers do. Like, it'll be you see his girlfriend dying, and then you get the. Do you know how formulaic trailers can be these days? This wasn't that. It gave you kind of you just saw the expression in his face, and you what's going on here? It kind of draws you in, and then as soon as you get to Keaton, then you're kind of sold.
Yeah.
And that might be a generational thing because we grew up with the original Batman, which is Michael Keaton. But just to me, this trailer would work even if he wasn't in it or not. If he was in it or not. If he just turned up in the film and we didn't know he was in the film, that would have been even better. But for me, just the premise by itself, that this guy he dedicates himself for, it looks like, years to just train himself to take out all of these terrorist cells, and it's almost like there's a character in Homeland that's very much like this character. If you don't know what Homeland is, it's kind of like 24, but it's a very slower version of 24. It's got what's the name? I can't remember that. But yeah, love this trailer. Can't wait till it's out. I hope to talk about this more when it's finally released. And on to the next trailer. And the next trailer is a Woody Harrelson film, Live in London. Lost in London, which was filmed live. We talked about this film not too long ago, and I was intrigued by the premise that Woody Harrelson had this idea where I'm going to film something in London live and beam it to cinemas while I'm filming it. That's different. That to me, that if more films took this stance, I would go and watch it. I would go and watch them when I knew obviously when they would schedule it to be on the cinemas. But it's a very unique idea that I don't think many other directors will have the balls to do, to be honest. And Woody Harrelson's just said, do you know what? I'm just going to do this. It's part of his life. It's a segment of his life that I think is interesting in itself if you don't know the story about it. There's not much that is given away in the synopsis, but it looks like something happens in London. He either cheated on his wife, and it's in every newspaper, and he's just having this real bad situation in London where he gets arrested, he gets assaulted by a cab driver. His wife comes out and finds out about it, and it's interesting, man. I wish I did see this live. It looks like it's having an actual theatrical release next month, and I'm just intrigued by it because Woody Harrelson is one of my favorite actors. He's just a cool guy, man. He reminds me very much of what's his name? Who's the guy that died recently in Aliens?
Aliens?
He was in Aliens. I can't remember the actor's name.
Oh, wow, Bill Paxton.
Yeah, Bill Paxton. He's got that same kind of energy to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite actors, and the fact that he's done this, he's done something original, and I can't wait to see it. Sach.
Yeah, I mean, like, it'll be interesting to see how this plays off. I mean, like, I've had a lot of... I saw, like, the leading up to it, like, a few interviews, like, you know, him on talk shows and stuff, talking about, like, you know, how this was going to pan out and stuff. And now that it's done, and apparently it went off kind of well, it'd be interesting to see the finished product, like, you know, in film as a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Trailer looks kind of solid. Looks a lot more fleshed out than the other stuff I saw of it, because obviously they hadn't shot anything before.
Yeah.
So it's just like, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and just him talking to the camera and stuff. But this one, we can actually see footage and stuff, and there's some interesting reactions, like him at the nightclub or the bar or something, and the bouncer doesn't have a clue who he is.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite funny, and then he's singing the Cheers song, and like, yeah, I wanted to see that. And Owen Wilson is in this. I actually miss Owen Wilson. I haven't seen him in a film in ages. You know what? If they ever do a Street Fighter reboot, he should go work out and become Ken Masters, because he is what I think Ken Masters kind of looks like.
What?
Look at him. That is Ken
No,
Masters.
that's not Ken
Look
Masters.
At his face.
No.
Look at old Street Fighter 2, like original Street Fighter 2.
That's not Ken Masters.
That's Ken Masters.
I don't know what you've been drinking or smoking, but stop it.
That is Ken Masters right there. Owen Wilson for Ken Masters.
If Ken Masters was a playboy, which he kind of is,
yeah, which he kind of is,
but he's not. He's not Woody
brings
Harrelson.
That character a lot of charisma right there, which I think has never been shown before on film or anime. He'd just be like, yeah, man, you're right, I like it how you just go cha-cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, that's when Street Fighter would die for me, because that's not how I see Ken.
That's how I see Ken, I'm just saying.
Well, don't ever make that version of Street Fighter, please, Sach. Don't do it. Don't do it! Yeah, so that's live in London. That comes out, I believe, in May. Yeah, look out for that. And that's the end of the trailers. We come to the news now, and interesting bunch of topics here. We start off with some X-Men news, and that is X-Men, New Mutants, Deadpool 2, and the X-Men Dark Phoenix is all have release dates of next year, 2018. And that's interesting because the fact that Fox are developing 3 films in the X-Men universe means that they're more or less doing what Marvel are doing, essentially.
Well, everyone's trying to do what Marvel are doing.
Yeah, but they're doing it successfully. Yeah. You can't say DC are.
Yeah, that's true. But my only big concern here is that the New Mutants, them putting X-Men the New Mutants as the title, you automatically think that's like the new X-Men movie, for those that don't know what the New Mutants is. At the same time, you call it the New Mutants, and people are going to be like, well, what happened to the old ones? Or, do you know what I mean? Like it's a bit of a hard kind of, I don't know, like, how to label that. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Do you call it the New Mutants and hope people get it and go with it? Or do you put the X-Men thing in? Because that says to me X-Men sequel if I didn't know what.
It's again, I'll go and say this much from what I know about anything, is that the fact that they've put X-Men on it is because it's bankable.
Of course.
It's marketing. People know what X-Men is, and if you put X-Men in front of anything, they'll automatically know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like, that's the one that intrigues me the most. Especially after that animatic of Demon Bear.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
That just shows me some next level shit that Fox have never put out there.
Yeah.
And if that happens, I'm totally in. And I want the Demon Bear to be exactly like that animatic. I hope Josh Boone sticks to that. Because that looked like an exciting sequence, and I'm sold by that animatic.
Yeah,
alone.
yeah.
I need to see that live action. I need that.
I'm more excited about that part of the New Mutants than anything else. Just the fact I've never. What? It's such a crazy concept.
What was a demon bear, man?
Yeah, but this is what I mean. Just if you just told me a demon bear without seeing the animatic, I would have told you were crazy. But now I've seen that animatic. That looks friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that
It
film.
just looks nuts. It just looks freaking nuts, man. Check it out. It was on YouTube. I don't know whether it's been taken down or not, but
I doubt it. There's no reason to take that down.
It looked really good.
Yeah. Deadpool
But
2.
yeah, Deadpool 2's a no-brainer. I mean, like, come on, Ryan Reynolds there, Josh Brolin as Cable. We talked on the podcast last week. You weren't there, Joe, but what's your thoughts on Josh Brolin?
Yeah.
From Thanos to Cable.
Someone I didn't expect, but it works for me.
He fits the build. He totally fits the build.
Works for me.
I think, yeah.
People have been. I listened to a little bit more of the podcast you did last week, and they were, these guys have an issue with him being Thanos, and
They've
Cable.
got to in the film make a joke out of that. They've got to make a joke out of that.
I'm sure
they could.
I'm sure Deadpool will.
Deadpool could totally.
Because Deadpool can break the fourth wall like that.
I think they have to. There's jokes to be had right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm upset it's not Pierce Brosnan.
He was interviewed about that, and
he just said they were just in an airport lounge and they just thought, fuck it, let's just throw it up and let people gossip.
Yeah. That must have been awesome for him because it boosted his credibility up by like tenfold.
But there you go. I think Pierce Brosnan should be in more stuff in general anyway. But what was I going to say? Yeah, that's 4 X-Men films in 1 year.
3.
Oh, hang on, wait, is it 3?
Yeah.
What have we got? New
Mutants,
Deadpool,
and Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix. Nothing else?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, okay. That's... Yeah.
Well, Dark Phoenix is a no-brainer as well. I mean, if they're following on from in the First Class universe.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain this to... Okay. I was trying to explain something to my friend that just saw Logan. That timeline is from the... Do you know... At
Days
the
of
end of
Future Past. Yeah.
And she just didn't understand that. No, but he's dead. No, that's from in that timeline.
Yeah.
There's still a Wolverine.
Yeah.
They might recast it. It might be... He might just show up for cameos. We don't know. But Wolverine isn't technically dead.
Yeah. Plus, to be quite honest, that film was a standalone movie. So, is it canon? Not really.
Yeah, I think it is.
Not really.
Yeah, because they make references to a lot of the stuff in the X-Men films.
Yeah,
so.
they do, but I don't class it as canon because it's very much its own entity. You know what I mean? It's so much its own entity. It's so different to anything that's there. And you know what? Why should look? There's loads of comic books and stuff that take these characters and do something different with them. And that's what Logan did. You know what I mean? It's so set in the future from that reality. You know what I mean? They could do something to change up that future and Logan lives. You know what I mean? You've got characters like Cable and Bishop now, especially introducing Cable in this one. You know what I mean? His existence being there knows... And then you got that fucking Legion show that's kind of loosely connected to all of these things.
I would say it's more than that.
So
have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
When you get to the end of it, let's talk about it.
Okay, but has it finished?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out then. But yeah, we'll see. But I mean, like this is for X-Men fan. That is Year of the X-Men. What year does that come out?
Next year, 2018.
2018. Wow. So next year is the Year of X-Men, and then it's followed up by DC's Year of the Bat. I'm totally looking forward to both. Yeah.
I'm probably going to be unpopular about this, but until DC give me a good film, they can announce whatever they want. I'll just stick my thumb up and go, that's friggin' awesome.
You know what? I'm going to say it's here. I know I give like BVS a bad rap and DC in general, but I really hope Justice League is good. I hope it gives me something out of this train wreck that they've built right now. I hope it gives me something to root for.
As I repeatedly say to you, if there's a film before that, and if that film's bad, it doesn't matter how good Justice League is.
Oh yeah, of course.
If Wonder Woman, even if Wonder Woman's a mediocre film, that would be better than Batman vs Superman.
Well, Suicide Squad was a mediocre film.
Yeah, but that's not going to save the Justice League.
Yeah.
What will give it some bank is the fact that Wonder Woman is in Wonder Woman and in Justice League. So that's what's going to make. Oh right, Wonder Woman was actually pretty good. She's in that Justice League film as well, and so is Batman, and so that's how you're going to get momentum on that. Yeah. I don't if that film's bad, you know, I'm not sure if I can bother with this anymore. I don't know. That's the rule of thumb I'm going with. But either way, they need to step their game up. Yeah. And I think they've, as John Campy always says, they've just changed gears. They've completely changed gears, and they've noticed what they... And
and more importantly, with these properties, like with the Batman film, they've given them a full year to hit the reset button.
Yeah.
Which is, rather than keep to the 2018 release date, you know? So that kind of says to me that they are actually, you know, rethinking their plans, taking their time with the property, and hopefully we'll get some good movies out of it. I know I'm still burnt by fucking Ben Affleck not directing, but, you know, if the movie's good, I can get over that. You know, so, yeah.
Yeah, if there's one person that's wanted it out more than anyone you can just feel it that, I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, I hope not, because I hope he stays, because he's
he's done. Points. He's done, man. He's done.
Well, time will tell.
No, he's done. Trust me, he's done. Even Kevin Smith says it. Yeah, he's probably not going to. I think Kevin Smith wants him to keep playing it, but he thinks he's done as well. In saying that, Dark Phoenix, set in the First Class universe. As you said, that's a no-brainer. It's set in would it be set in the 90s or the 80s?
I heard 90s, but I'm hoping they stay with the 80s, to be honest. I think the 80s aesthetic was underused in the last movie, I felt. Yeah. And I felt there's so much more to explore within there. And the other thing is, they've just more or less rebooted it again, if that makes sense, with this new younger cast.
Yeah.
And if there's anything I could take out of Apocalypse, was that I liked the new cast.
I like Storm.
Storm was great. I like Cyclops. I like Sophie Turner as Jean Grey. She looks more like the cartoon, if that makes sense.
I guess so, yeah.
And the comic book interpretation. So I'm very intrigued to see, you know, I'd like to see like 5 or 6 movies set in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like another year of school with these kids. I think that would be a way to go. With different directors, have Singer produce it, and you know what I mean? See what happens from there, because I think there's a lot of X-Men stories they could do while they're in that school, so you get to know the characters, and then by the time they've done these 6 movies, or I'm not saying that there are 6 movies, but that's what I'd like, then they could decide what the next incarnation of X-Men can be.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I know Fassbender is willing to do it with McAvoy.
And that's great. I mean, look, Mystique. We know she doesn't want to come back. That's fine.
Anyone. She missed it. That's the thing. That's the great thing about Mystique. She can be anyone.
She can be anyone, but I don't think Mystique was ever integral to the X-Men as a character.
No. I never thought that until Bryan Singer made her.
Yeah, that's right. And again, even if she's not in these films, it's not really going to hurt the franchise, because you know that the other chick could play her later on.
Yeah.
Because she still looks the same.
Oh, you mean the first model?
Actress. Yeah.
She does look the same.
She still looks the same, and Yeah,
well, I guess more news on these films as they come along, really. The fact that Fox are doing this is that's ballsy. So as I said, more news as it comes along. And moving on to another planet. James Cameron has finally revealed the release dates of his Avatar series, or Armada. So there's 4 films. 5 films.
5 films.
So you've got one in 2020, you've got one in 2021, and so on till 2025.
Yeah.
So, wow. He's doing the whole. By the end of it, there'll be 6 films.
Yeah.
And
is it 5 films?
well, there's 5 films that there's 5 sequels that he's doing,
Is
but
it 4
there's
or
already
5?
been 1 film, so
Okay.
altogether there'll be 6 films.
Right. Okay.
So that's woof. I'm pretty sure he's got a reason for the reason for these films are coming out so late, and I think it's to do with technology. Because he wants glassless 3D,
Right.
and I reckon we'll have that by the time this first sequel comes out.
Right.
We'll be in a cinema screen, and we'll be seeing stuff come out of it, and we won't be able to explain how that's happening.
Kind of like 3DS, but the next step.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, by the time the second one comes out, I hope they re-release the first one in theaters.
I'm sure they will.
Probably will. But I mean, it's 10 years since the last one.
So okay, at this point, I'm not gonna bet anything against Cameron.
Oh yeah, that's true. But I mean, like, the interest just isn't there.
You don't know yet.
I don't know. Maybe so. But like, it's like with Sin City: Dame to Kill. Had come out 2 years after the original Sin City, that would have been a hit, and we probably would have had like the same actors as well, because certain people wouldn't have died and X, Y, and Z. But I mean, this film, you know what I mean? Like, Avatar's kind of like a Marmite situation kind of film. You either love it or hate it. I know a lot of people that don't like Avatar. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was amazing. I didn't think it was crap. I liked what it did technically in terms of what it did for motion capture and cinema. And, you know, James Cameron's very good at creating these sci-fi opuses, if that's anything. But I would have preferred him to do Battle Angel Alita right after Avatar, but you know, he's chosen not to and stay in the Avatar verse, and this is his Star Wars, so you know, I'm not saying the film's going to be rubbish, etc. I'm just saying the interest isn't as there as it was back then, and this isn't Star Wars, you know what I mean? Like, it's not Star Wars.
It's made more money than Star Wars.
Yeah, it's made more money than Star Wars, but it's just one movie.
Exactly.
It's just one movie. And
that's my point.
I don't know. We'll have to see. I sound like I'm coming across negative. It's probably going to be $1 billion movie because it's James Cameron. He only makes $1 billion movies, but there's a first misstep for everything, and I'm not talking about how good it is, but you know, it's as each year that goes by and it not gets made, that's the more risk it is to, you know what I mean? Because this is not an IP like Star Wars. You got to understand, when Star Wars came out in the 80s, everyone loved that fucking film. There was a different demographic then, because they re-released Star Wars like every year because there was no such thing as videotape. You know what I mean? We don't live in that world.
We don't
live in that world anymore, and the IP is becoming myth and legend now. Do you know what I mean? And that's the difference between Avatar and Star Wars, because you got to understand, for 3 years there wasn't no Star Wars. 4 years there wasn't no Star Wars between New Hope and Empire. And they kept re-releasing the first movie because it was in that high demand by the public to go watch it. So it was still in public consciousness.
The zeitgeist.
Yeah, it was still in public consciousness at the time. And by the time The Empire Strikes Back came out, everyone embraced it, and it made more money than fucking God, and set Lucas up for his whole career. With Avatar, it's his kind of Star Wars because this is his saga, but I'm just saying he's taken too long because it's not in the public. It's not in the public's.
The film he made before that was Titanic, and that was even longer.
Yeah, but there's no sequel to Titanic.
Sure, but my point being is that he didn't make a film for over 10 years.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking
that's what I'm talking about. Just the fact that his name was on the front of Avatar was a big deal.
I'm talking about IP awareness.
Sure.
That's a completely different subject matter.
No, it isn't. I don't think it is. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And I don't think I think its marketing push is more important than
definitely.
More than anything. It has to be now because it's been, as you said, it's been so long.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm intrigued because he seems really confident about it, and
he will be because he's never really had failure in his career. You know what I mean? Look, it's great to be the optimist here. I'm sorry if I'm not being the pessimist.
No, this is good because
I just think this is really risky. You know what I mean? But if anyone...
Well, it isn't because he's still making... He was still beating budget in the sense that his last film made nearly $3 billion.
Oh yeah, of course, and that in itself is what allows him to take the risk that he has.
Mm-hmm.
I just think... You know what I mean? I just think...
The fact that he's doing this back to back will bring down the cost even more.
Totally, and I agree with you with that. We'll have to see. I don't know whether it'll be a $1 billion movie like the last one. Potentially, it has potential because people be like, you know, the older people will be like, oh yeah, I remember Avatar. Let's go see it. But
this is why I say it's a technology thing because if it's something that no one has seen before, like I mean, he kind of ushered in that whole 3D revolution.
Yeah, that's right.
And if he's doing what he says he wants to do with the visuals on screen and how it will pop out at you, without glasses, you can't get that at home. You can't get that anywhere.
Yeah.
And so that's what. Hey, have you seen that film? You don't. Things just come out at you. It's freaking amazing. People are gonna want to see that.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it's driving. That's what, even more so than the story. They're just going, wow, I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
It's like when someone when the motion picture camera was invented, or just motion in general in film. There was a picture of a train that was coming towards the camera, and the person thought it was real.
Right.
And he ducked apparently, and I think that's the type of feeling that he wants to replicate.
Right.
So
Okay.
You ain't seen this before. You ain't gonna see it at your house. You ain't gonna see it at at a live show. You ain't gonna see it anywhere. This is Avatar.
Yeah.
And if it isn't, then you're absolutely right. It's been too long. You can't sell this film on the basis that it's the sequel and the story's really good. It's got to be more than that now.
Right.
That's what.
I guess maybe we'll have to see.
So
I'm not.
I don't know anything about the film, so all I know is what he's talked about technology-wise, and that's got me more excited than the actual story. So if he can pull that off, I think he'll usher in another renaissance of the cinema.
Yeah.
In essence, due to the fact that people start going back to see films that look like that. The cinema itself is turned back into more of a visceral experience now. That it's you have a lot more action films because that's what sells tickets.
Yeah.
It's you see the money on the screen essentially. This is a whole another issue that we could talk about for a while, but let's move forward onto Star Wars. So this has got me excited, but I think it might divide some people. So the next Star Wars anthology will possibly be written by the Mr. Robot creator, and if no one knows what Mr. Robot is, it's a show that was conceived by I can't remember the creator's name. What's his name? Sam Elson. It's Esmail. Sam Esmail. And it was also produced by what's his name? Oh my gosh, what is that actor's name? He's a bit like
What's that? The guy that is the robot guy?
no. I take you've not seen the show.
I've not seen it.
Okay, fair enough. I can't remember the guy's name. Sorry folks, I just need to look something up because this is going to kill me.
Who's this, the writer or the...
Christian Slater. So Christian Slater is a producer of Mr. Robot. He's also in Mr. Robot.
Oh, okay.
And that's I would say that's the best piece of work Christian Slater's ever done.
Right. Okay. I had no clue Christian Slater's in Mr. Robot.
Yeah. It was kind of the thing that put him back into the spotlight, to be honest.
Okay.
So if you've not seen Mr. Robot, it's the closest thing I could relate it to is without spoiling it is actually maybe I better not say, but it's such a uniquely written show. I'm not sure how this guy's writing would translate into a Star Wars anthology film, but if they're gonna use this guy to write a Obi-Wan film or what have it be in the Star Wars universe, it's gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna have a lot of character because if you whoever's listening to this after this podcast, just go watch Mr. Robot. It's a freaking fascinating show. It's coming up to its third season now, but just in terms of where they take you, in the first 3 episodes you don't know what is going on, and then it does a complete 180 and it becomes this other thing, which is it's such a multi-layered show that you want what's going on with it. I want a show about this character. I want a show about this character. I want to know more what's going on here. What the hell is going on with this? It's a fascinating show. Satch, I guess this can't be a talking point for you because you've not seen Mr. Robot.
I've not really seen Mr. Robot. I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's definitely on my list of shows to watch. Now it's kind of taken a boost up more because Christian Slater's in it, but I haven't seen Christian Slater in a film in ages. I think the last film I saw him in was Bullet to the Head with Sylvester Stallone, and that was a terrible movie. But not because he was terrible. It was just a bad film. He's been doing a lot of TV a lot lately, which I've noticed. Like he showed up in Archer, voicing Slater. But in terms of Star Wars, I don't know whether anyone knows, Christian Slater's like a huge Star Wars fan. I remember when Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, when they were casting it, he was one of the celebrities. He was begging George Lucas to cast him in there as anything, but I think he maybe scared George Lucas a little bit too much because he's a bit of a crackhead, right? So, I don't know, man. Whatever. I mean, the anthologies were built to explore different styles of filmmaking and different stories and stuff. I mean, you know what though? I was watching an old interview with George Lucas, and this was 2005, and he said he already did spin-offs. They were called Cavern of Courage, and yeah, they were the Ewok films, and he still stands by those movies, man. And it's he was talking about spin-offs before Disney came along because he was going to do that TV show that still might happen. So, do you know what I mean? There's going to be a big Lucasfilm announcement.
Yeah, in the summer. Yeah,
in the summer regarding future spin-offs and stuff, and we'll see what they have on the plate, and maybe this guy's spin will be one of them. I know I've not seen any of his work, but yeah, why not? If he's got an idea, and if Kathleen Kennedy likes it, why not give the guy a shot?
The fact that his name's in the hat, is a factor because that. Trust me, if you watch that show, you don't automatically think this guy could be a good Star Wars writer.
You would never have thought that about Gareth Edwards with Godzilla and.
I guess not.
But then at the same time, you kind of can see that he's a sci-fi director that deals with visual effects quite technically as well. You know what I mean? And that's what he got off of those movies, those two movies, Monsters and Godzilla, to land the Star Wars gig. And look at Rian Johnson, he's Mr. Looper. You know what I mean? But I mean, like, Looper's probably the only sci-fi thing he's done, but you know what I mean? Like,
and that's technically not. It deals with sci-fi to a degree.
Yeah.
I mean, time travel is one of the hardest things to play around with.
Yeah.
And make it hold. I mean, Back to the Future has a hard enough time dealing with that. Yeah, I mean, to me, because I've seen Mr. Robot, I'm fascinated. It's going to be. He's definitely good at writing characters. This guy. So, to me, that's what I'm fascinated about. Because if it's an Obi-Wan film that he ends up writing, that's.
You think he's the Obi-Wan guy?
Yeah, if I'm going to connect it to anything from the way he writes, I would say Obi-Wan.
You think Obi-Wan? Okay.
Yeah.
Not like its own thing. No, Knights of the Old Republic or Darth Bane or like, you know.
Knights of the Old Republic maybe.
Yeah.
But I can't see Lucasfilm diving into that just yet.
I don't know about that because Knights of the Old Republic, the lore's been popping up all over in their canon. I mean, you had in Rogue One, you had the ship, I've forgotten the name of the ship, but the ship that hits the Star Destroyer is from Knights of the Old Republic. That's its origin. It first showed up in Star Wars Rebels, and Star Wars Rebels keeps borrowing from Knights of the Old Republic left and right. And certain stuff has shown up in the movies. I mean, like, spoiler potentially, but I don't know. But there's this big rumor that that Rey's staff bears a significance. Now, if you read the old stuff before, which hasn't been classified as canon just yet, Darth Bane used to have a staff like that. So, you know what I mean? And that staff takes a lot of significance throughout The Force Awakens, which why everyone's speculating. I think it's Darth Bane or Darth Revan. I'm not too sure. Someone correct me in the show notes below because I'm not fully clued up here. I never played Knights of the Old Republic. I read. I used to read the comic books rather than play like the video games like that. And like I used to read this like comic book series called Tales of the Jedi, where it had this. It followed the rise and fall of this Jedi called Ulic Qel-Droma, who in my opinion, like they need to make a movie about him. Because like that whole story arc, there's like multiple story arcs with this guy. Like they could make like I'd much rather see a mini series with that guy. So like you know, but yeah, I don't know, man. The anthology movies that. What's great about the anthology movies is that you can explore different timelines anyway. You know what I mean? We're now moving out of this classic trilogy era.
The Skywalker...
not even the Skywalker, but I mean like the classic era now, a little bit. Because the Han Solo film's going to be more in between the prequels and the original trilogy. So I'd be very surprised if we didn't see anything prequel-esque from that movie, considering how like it's like 10 years before A New Hope. So that's like right in the middle. You know what I mean? That's further back than Rebels, you know? So
well, that's almost episode 3.
Yeah, almost. Like just right off the cusp kind of thing. So it's going to be very interesting to see that era in that movie.
Yeah.
Also, and that's why I say they're moving away from the classic timeline kind of thing, because they're doing more stuff like that. If we get the Obi-Wan movie confirmed, that'll be more within that timeline, you know, like prequel kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I expect more from that timeline, to be quite honest, coming soon. So yeah, especially now that they've got this new animated show. The cartoon one. I'm not too sold on the animation, but the whole point of it is like their Star Wars stories set across any time and place using their old, using old characters and stuff. And they've even got the original voices from people from the movies voicing their characters and stuff. Like they got Felicity Jones in the series. They got Hayden Christensen back as Anakin Skywalker, because they're doing something with Hayden Christensen and Saul Guerrero, voiced by Whitaker, whatever that is. They're doing loads of stuff. There's even like one where they've got Hera from Rebels teaming up with Leia and Han, like after Return of the Jedi and stuff. This is what I've been hearing and stuff, and I saw like the sizzle reel they showed there. I'm not too keen on the animation kind of thing, but the fact that they're doing an animated show like that's going to take us to different, it's not restricted to just one timeline. Do you know what I mean? Because it's different stories across.
You did mention that.
Yeah. I think that's going to be really interesting. It'll be interesting to see what anthology movies that come out.
So, it's well, I mean, Star Wars, this is going to be a big year for Star Wars because it's its 40th. So I'm sure so much more is going to be announced. Even up until the release of episode 8, we'll hear stuff being announced. Okay, so on to the next story, and that's the rights to the James Bond franchise is up for grabs again. And am I reading this correctly that Eon, the electricity company?
No.
Okay. Who
Eon Production. Okay.
When I saw Eon, I was like, what?
No.
Wow, it's really up for everyone.
No. Eon Productions, EON. Eon. They are, they're basically Barbara Broccoli's production company. That's her production company. Okay. They've always owned the James Bond rights since Albert R. Broccoli and Harry Saltzman started up the franchise back then. You know what I mean? So they just, you know what I mean? That they're very precious. You got to understand, like James Bond has had hits and misses and stuff, but they've never gone to pop. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the Broccolis, sole owners of the cinematic rights to James Bond. Okay, like literally now. That's their golden egg. It's not MGM's. It's not. They could take it to anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
So you're just gonna have all of these studios fighting over.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. MGM have first dibs. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, they've got rights in it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the whole problem. But MGM can't afford to make movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. So they need a partner, and that's where all of these guys come in. Now, since Die Another Day, they partnered with Fox. They didn't like the regime at Fox at the time, and they wanted to do, because it was just a one movie deal. Fox thought they were going to come back, but they wanted to align themselves with Sony, and that was because Sony had the rights to Casino Royale,
right,
as well as Spectre.
Yeah.
But at the time, that dude was still alive, the crazy dude, Kevin McElroy, who owned the rights to Spectre. Yeah. Long story, not going to get into it, but do your research, you'll find all kinds of crazy James Bond stuff. And that's why they aligned themselves with Sony. They aligned themselves quite well with Sony, I reckon. They rebooted the franchise quite well. I know I wasn't a fan in the beginning, but I've grown to like it. You know what I mean? I've actually, Daniel Craig has grown on me. And that's only because of Skyfall and Spectre.
Yeah.
For me. Those are the two movies that really got me into it. Casino Royale, it's a pacing problem. It's an okay movie, but I just feel like the pacing's all over the place with that one. I'm going to get crucified for saying that, but I don't give a fuck. I just feel when the first hour is just an action movie with no plot, and then you get to the casino, and you just have loads of plot and exposition thrown at you, and then you're just like, what the fuck? My mind's just going through a meltdown, and then you just go through another 40 minutes of just mindless action. There's no consistency there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was my problem. The pacing was off the chart there. Great adaptation of the book, mind you, but just, you know what I mean? And Quantum of Bullshit was bollocks, so, you know what I mean?
I haven't actually seen that since I saw it at the cinema.
Neither have I. But the other two, I love both of them. I really thought it was a really bold move to make him and Blofeld stepbrothers. I thought that was really good. You know what I mean?
It's different, definitely.
It's different, but I liked it because it gives them a connection and more of a... You know what I mean? I want to see more with Blofeld now more than ever. And they've got the rights back to all of that now.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And that's what's great. Personally, like, you've got Fox begging for them, you've got everyone under the sun begging for them. Stick with Sony. I'd say stick with Sony because, one, they're not going to come and control Broccoli's because they control their own destiny with this thing. Two, Sony need the hit.
Yeah, that's true.
They need the hit. And also, Sony has looked after them quite well, I think, since Royale. And if I was Sony, I'd be doing everything you can to out-trump the other fucking companies. Because when Spider-Man's your only golden goose, seriously, they need to they need to put the house in order. And look, at least with the Bond franchise, you know it's in good hands. Fox, I don't really trust them. You know what I mean? Because
I trust Fox more now than I did when they released that. What's it called? What's the film that they did? Die Another Day. I trust them more now because it's a completely different regime, and they seem to they're taking more risk than a lot of the other companies are at the moment in doing something. I mean, look at Logan. Yeah. Do you think Logan will ever happen?
That's true. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I think, to be quite honest, whoever gets it's going to get it, and we will get a James Bond movie, regardless. You know, the other thing I like about Sony owning it is because they're kind of pro consistency. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when Pierce Brosnan wasn't going to be Bond, they wanted Pierce Brosnan to stay on as Bond, but it was the Broccoli's decision because they wanted to reboot the franchise. You know what I mean? Which I get now. They want Daniel Craig. You know what I mean? And are willing to spend the Daniel Craig money. You know what I mean? We're getting him back. So we'll see. Because I think at this conjuncture, for me personally, I want to see Craig do at least enough to be like a proper Bond. I know you don't. I know you've never liked Daniel Craig, but he's grown on me, and just for consistency's sake, I just want to see him in the role till he can't do it, and then get someone like maybe a Henry Cavill.
Nah, he's not. He's done, man.
But yeah,
I would say get someone new and get someone unknown.
Yeah. But yeah.
As for the rights of the film, for the film series, I essentially agree with you. I didn't think I would ever say this, but I think Sony have done right by it. Yeah. So far, and you, as you said, Sony do need a hit, and I can't see what's in their back catalogue that can help them more than the Bond franchise. And so if they put up a good bid for it, then that would be awesome to see all the see them have a few more goes with that. So I'm down with it, and so is Eon. Okay, so on to the next story, and that's Star Wars Carrie Fisher explanation mark won't appear in episode 9, and someone on Movie Talk was talking about this as well. That they said Carrie Fisher, so the actress obviously is no longer with us. Yeah, and freaking hell, what's the character's name?
Princess Leia Organa.
Yes, Princess Leia.
Or Solo,
is still. She's still a character, so they didn't say anything about her character not appearing. Right. And so, it's very specific. Carrie Fisher won't appear, and and that's obvious. So, so the fact that if they said Carrie Fisher and her character, that the character she plays will not appear, then I would have said okay, fair enough. But I still think they're either going to recast her. It depends how integral she is to the story of this next film.
I don't think they're going to recast her. I mean, like, I think they're just going to write her out. I personally think she's going to get written out. I think she completed her work on 7. I think not
8.
on 8. I think. You know what I mean? Like they might just use CGI or like.
I don't think so.
Or
I think they'll recast her.
Or old stock footage. Yeah, I don't think they're going to recast her.
Well, no, if they use old stock footage, that's Carrie Fisher.
Right.
And so they said they're not going to use Carrie Fisher. So this is why I said they'll either they could go the CGI route, but I don't think the CGI for character animation is good enough yet.
Yeah.
It's more. If it was a video game, it would be the most convincing video game I have seen.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just don't think the character's going to be in the movie, personally.
I'm not saying that she will.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it's a very specific statement.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've just said Carrie Fisher, which is obviously no brainer.
Yeah.
I don't. Again, once we see episode 8, I think we'll know.
Yeah.
I think any Tom, Jim, and Harry will know that if she will be in the next film or not, or if the character will be in the next film or not. I mean, it could be something as simple as her being on screen or a hologram.
Yeah.
And they could cast the same girl that was. I don't know. I'm speculating here, but I just find the phrasing fascinating.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things we'll have to see. They could be just playing coy with it. I don't know. I mean,
and it could be a San Francisco shuffle where they tell you to look one way and you look the other.
Yeah, I mean, look, the other day, the other week, was it Ray Fisher, her brother? Well, basically, her brother and her daughter gave consent for them to use her likeness in future Star Wars movies. Because they acknowledge that the character is beloved by XYZ amount of fans across the world, worldwide. Mm-hmm. And, like, her daughter's in the damn film. So, do you know what I mean? Like, by the way, I thought her daughter did a fantastic tribute to her mother at Star Wars Celebration the other week.
I thought, I would have thought so, but the stream I was watching was broken and it cut out halfway through.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was quite touching. But yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see when the movie comes out or what they do regarding that, because this is going to be a topic that's just going to keep coming back and stuff. Is she in it? Is it? Like you said, we're going to have more of an idea when episode 8 comes out. I mean, spoilers. I don't know, potential spoilers. I don't know. I heard somewhere off the grapevine many months ago that something happens to her character during the events of episode 8.
Sure, but that was before. That's when Carrie Fisher was still alive.
That was while she was still alive, yeah, of course. But like the whole point was something happens, and Laura Dern's character, but that was just a rumor. Another rumor was they're two characters that have different ideologies that butt heads. So, you know,
it wouldn't be Star Wars without that.
Yeah, but I don't know. But I know maybe they killed her off in number 8, and we don't know about it.
It's a very easy way of dealing with the problem, but I don't think it's that straightforward.
You don't think that's what happens to her? Maybe not. But I don't know.
Maybe Kylo Ren kills both his parents.
Fucking dick, man. I don't know, man. All I've got to say, the insurance premiums of Mark Hamill are through the roof. And
damn, I've got to put spoilers on this now on the front of the
potential. Look, potential. I mean, like, well, I don't know whether it's
because I said both his parents.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
No. Sure, okay.
We don't know that. I don't know.
But me saying both means that he's already killed one, meaning that I've just spoiled something for someone who's listening to this.
Episode 8? I mean, 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if they haven't seen episode 7 by now, they're not real Star Wars fans, let's face it. Sorry guys, just saying.
What if it's someone around the world that hasn't had access to that? And they happen to listen to this podcast and oh my god!
You've had 2 freaking years!
Fair enough.
A year and a half. Yeah, well, whatever. They've had time. They've had time. I thought I was potentially spoiling episode 8, but then I don't know fuck all for fuckwit. But I said spoiler. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to say it. So if you carried on listening, you can't blame me. So,
Okay.
yeah. Anyway.
All right. Okay. Well, that takes us to our next controversial topic, which is Will Smith may be playing the live-action Genie in Aladdin, in the Guy Ritchie's adaptation. I'm gonna let you start.
I like this idea. I'm in the minority here. I'm seeing every Disney fanboy whine and stuff. Like, he's nothing like Robin. Of course he's not like Robin Williams. There's only one Robin Williams. You know what I mean? Okay, there's that guy that's on Snapchat and all of that stuff, like doing a damn good impersonation of him.
Oh, you're talking about.
I don't know his name.
I know his name.
Yeah.
John Shigora.
Yeah, anyway,
Yeah,
some
I
young
know.
kid's doing a damn good impersonation. And it was like, yeah, get this kid, blah, blah, blah. No.
He's not a kid. He's a
adult, whatever.
He's a fully
Okay.
grown man.
Whatever. Anyway, he's doing a really good job, and I praised him for that. But look, okay, Robin Williams died. If he was still alive, then I'd be rooting the whole get Robin Williams back, etc. Aladdin is a story tale that has been told for years and years and years and years and years and decades and millenniums and blah blah blah. Like the Three Bears. Yeah, like the Three Bears. Okay, and there's been many iterations of Aladdin, and the Disney one is this. We're getting a Guy Ritchie film. Guy Ritchie is casting. He's casting Middle Easterns as the role of Yasmin and Aladdin, and you know what I mean. He's not doing the whole whitewash thing, and that's cool. It's going to be a different take. He said that from the get-go. And you know what? Guess what? There are black people in bloody Africa and that lot and the Middle East and stuff, man. So it makes sense to get someone as charismatic and with star status like bloody Will Smith. Hell, I was reading an article saying they were after Kevin Hart initially. Now you know what, Kevin Hart. I like Kevin Hart as a comedian. As a movie star, I don't think he's really had best track record just yet, and that would make me go. And I probably would have been like, get someone like Will Smith. Why Will Smith? Okay, well, Will Smith can act, and also Will Smith. If there's any, you know what? There's a lot of movie roles which. Well, I'd much rather see Will Smith do something where he's not doing his typical big Will Smith thing, but as the Genie, come on, man. He's doing his Will Smith thing, and he's bringing his Fresh Prince A game on that shit. Okay, I can picture him singing "Never Had a Friend Like Me," the way he is and stuff. I don't have a problem with this. I really don't, and I can see it in terms of what they're trying to do. To get anyone else to impersonate exactly what Robin Williams did.
Yeah, his
That's
name.
too much. That's too much pressure on. That's
Continue.
way too much pressure on the actor, and also, you know what I mean. There's too much expectation there. Whereas this, just let Will Smith do his thing. I mean, like hell, you know what? Throw Eddie Murphy's name in there while we're at it.
The guy's Jamie Costa that does the spot and impression.
Jamie
of him.
Costa, yeah, and he does a damn good one. But you know, we're not looking for the same Genie. I mean, like, look, there was a stage play, the Disney stage play for Aladdin that just came out recently. They have a black guy as a Genie. No one's losing their minds out of that. Yeah, because, you know, it's a stage play. And
I mean, Jamie Costa even looks like Robin Williams. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
yeah,
Carry on.
but do you know what I mean? The point. Well, it don't matter because
You're not gonna see his face.
They're not going to see his face. He's going to be. I don't know.
So it doesn't matter if Will Smith is black or white or
Yeah,
orange.
well, I don't know. That's depending. That's depending on whether they're going to make him a big blue Genie. You know what I mean? Chances are he's just going to be a black guy that comes out in the lamp.
Wow, that's interesting.
No, but because that's what genies. Look at the old Sinbad movies and stuff. You know, he's a guy that come out in the lamp. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
Well,
I
we'll
mean,
see.
I don't like the idea because I just don't see it. I just can't see Will Smith doing it. But that's my own issue.
Has he signed on, or you just don't see him being in this?
No. It's just I think he's been asked. I don't think nothing's official yet.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, oh, I'm against this idea because he's in it.
No. If he's in it, then I accept it. But
yeah,
it's not going to make me want to watch the film more.
Yeah.
If he's in it or not.
Well, it's really funny because like he just turned down Dumbo.
Good.
For whatever reason, I don't even know who he could play in that.
There's no humans in Dumbo.
Maybe he was supposed to be the mocap of the little, the
mouse.
The mouse, maybe. That's the only thing
Fair
I can
enough.
see him playing. But like, I mean,
I thought the mouse was a bit more New York than that. That's how I remember the mouse.
Yeah.
Hey man, what are you doing here? We gotta get out of here, Dumbo. That's how I remember it.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. Yeah, well, you know what? Like, it's not news then, until he's signed. I mean, that's the big rumour speculation thing, but I don't have a problem with Will Smith as a Genie. In fact, I embrace it. Yeah, that's right. I embrace it.
Again, got no problem. I just can't see him playing it. It's I'm in the Jamie Costa fan club. So Jamie Costa, if you get the part, then that'll be awesome. But yeah, Will Smith to me. Do you know what? If Will Smith manages to do the third Bad Boys film, then yeah, he can do whatever the hell he wants. Because I've been waiting for a third Bad Boys film in a while. I don't.
Well, now Shanahan's not directing it.
Yeah, it's up in limbo now. So
well, here's the thing. Michael Bay is free.
Sure, I'm not sure if that's a necessarily good thing.
I want Michael Bay back.
Yeah, I really want to see Joe Canahan's version
I
of
would,
it.
but you know what? Joe Canahan wrote it.
Yeah. But you know what Michael Bay does?
No, he doesn't change scripts.
Really? Okay,
No.
Fair enough.
So,
if he keeps the script the same, then I'm all for it because
Yeah.
I want to see Joe Canahan's Bad Boys 3 or Bad Boys for Life, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
But that's the only way I'll give him a pass if he manages to do Bad Boys.
With
And,
Joe Canahan's script, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down.
So. Yeah, and Martin Lawrence needs work, so
Yeah.
just getting back.
Could have at least put him in one of those Transformers films.
Yeah, man. What's that about? Okay, so that's it for the topics. And to a story that I think is going to affect a lot of people that are actors, actresses, writers, producers, yada yada yada. There's a writer's strike that's looming, and it's exactly 10 years ago that there was a writer's strike beforehand, and we know what happened in that writer's strike. Things went bad,
Things got fallen.
Yeah.
Heroes died.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh boy, yeah, they did as well. Yeah. So. Yeah, this is a weird one, man. I didn't think this would happen again so soon. Not that it's actually going to happen, but it's looming. There's a big talk of it happening, and if it does happen, a lot of films will be shut down. Will this affect Star Wars? Will it affect any film that's been written this side of the year? Because that almost shut down the Oscars. That writer's strike.
Yeah.
I think it was like a week, or not even a week before, or a few days before they came up with a solution. Then the Oscars was back on, because it affected the Golden Globes, it affected everything, and this should bother people because the shows that you like to watch on TV, it's going to affect them. It will affect everything entertainment wise. That all mostly comes from America. So. Yeah, this is a big deal, and it will affect actors that are going over for pilot season. It'll affect everything. So, I'm not sure where I lie with this. I mean, I guess there's nothing anyone can do about it. But this going forward, it can't be good for the film industry because I mean, the film industry itself is shrinking in the sense that fewer people are going to watch movies. I mean, if you're looking at it from that standpoint, that it'll affect the movie industry and I mean the TV industry as well. I mean, shows that get greenlit and cancelled, I'm sure will have an effect on that space as well. Will this affect Netflix shows? Will it affect Amazon Prime shows? Will it affect Hulu shows? I'm not sure how far this goes. Will it matter in this new arena that we find ourselves with film and TV?
I'll tell you what it won't affect: the little guy. No. Okay. So, like, yeah, I guess that's a big thing for a lot of films and stuff going in. But I think when it comes to the Star Wars films, they've more or less written all their scripts.
Yeah, but it was it will effectively still shut down any film that's been made or that's been written because if the writers strike, then the actors do the actors strike as well because it's a part of a union, so everyone essentially strikes. So I could be wrong about that. Put that in the comments below if you know more about it than I do. But I just remember from the last time that it affected everything, everything. It's a weird one. It's I would hope that they could come to a solution because they really don't need a stop like this again. Because
well, this happens like every 10 years, I think, or every couple of years. This strike. I mean, look how devastating it was the last time it happened. Shows have fewer episodes now because of it. We went from 24 episode shows to 10 or 13 episode shows. I don't know. I'm not sure if it had a positive. If it was a positive on the film industry, but I still don't think this would be in anyone's. I don't think this would be an advantage to anyone if it was to happen for the length it did as the last time, and what it would resolve, because the bigger picture for the film industry anyway is that cinema tickets are dwindling, cinema ticket sales even are dwindling, and this won't help it. Well, I mean, I don't. There's not much more I can chime in on this. It's just that it would be tragic that if it does happen, and I don't think, especially, I mean, I don't know what the rules are for. I guess the British film industry doesn't have to follow suit because it's a whole American system. So, I guess whatever happens, they need to come to some deal at some point. Okay, that's the end of the stories. On to the films opening this week, and we have 4 films this week. One of the biggest films opening this week amongst the others, and we have A Moving Image, which is a British film, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Lady Macbeth, and The Promise. The Promise has stars Oscar Isaac, which I know Melanie Cross will be happy about, and Christian Bale, and Charlotte Le Bon. And we have Lady Macbeth, which is directed by William Ordell. Oldroyd. I completely butchered that guy's name. Which stars Florence Pugh, Cosmo Jarvis. What a name. Naomi Aki, and Christopher Fairbank. You have Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which has a tremendous cast list, directed by James Gunn, starring Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Vin Diesel as Groot, Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon, Karen Gillian, I can't pronounce her name, I'm not even going to pronounce that, Klimatif, Elizabeth Dembicki,
Chris Sullivan, Sean Gunn. Oh, wait, relative to the Guns. Laura Haddock, Sylvester Stallone, and Kurt Russell. A Moving Image, the British film I just mentioned. That's Shola Amo is directing this film. Which stars Tyra Fair, Hussein Raj even, and Aki Amusfubi. Yeah, that's it for the films. Satch, what are you looking forward to?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Straight up. And then that Christian Bale, Oscar Isaac flick, definitely. Because the trailers for that kind of look interesting. But yeah, Guardians for me, man. I can't wait for that film. Look, anyone doesn't know, Guardians of the Galaxy is my favourite MCU film. I never thought I'd ever say that from IP I knew very little about, but that film is just amazing. You don't even have to be a Marvel fan to get into that film. Just it stands alone quite well off itself. And check it out if you have not checked it out, because it is amazing. I've been waiting for this second one since I saw the first one, like literally, and like I can't wait to hear the new soundtrack to it, man, and see what surprises they got in store. I hear David Hasselhoff has a tune to be played in this, so be interested to see what he comes out with. And yeah, man, it's my money's on Guardians, man.
Well, I mean, Guardians is the big cheese of the releases this week. I put in the other films purely because I want the independent films to be recognized as well. Like A Moving Image is a very small budget film. It looks like this is first directing film of for this director, and I mean it's going to get swamped by Guardians, but I mean it looks like a small budget film, so it should make some money in the swarm of all the Guardians fever. So you got Lady Macbeth, which is I don't think there's any explanation needed for that, but out of all of these films, I would say Guardians is what I'm looking forward to as well, which I am seeing next week as well. I would like a chance to go see A Moving Image and The Promise, but I'm not sure if I have time to see any of these because the next couple of weeks I'll be very busy. But Guardians 2, I think the fact that you've got Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone back in that's going to be interesting. I want to see if they've got any screen time together.
Yeah.
If that, because it would just be like Tango and Cash again.
Yeah, reunion.
Yeah, man, that's going to be awesome. So yeah, that's it for the films that are coming out this week. That's for the week of April 28th. So that'll be the end of the week here in the UK. I'm not sure when Guardians 2 comes out in the US, but I believe it's either the same time or week after. But that's all the films. And that brings us to the end of the show, guys. Thank you for coming back and listening to the show. We appreciate the fact that you guys come back and listen to the show, and have given us the number of repeat viewings and listens that you have. I am very humbled by that. And you can find this podcast on YouTube and iTunes. If you are listening to this on YouTube, like and subscribe. That would be awesome. That helps me out a lot. It gives the podcast a meaning, and that we know that people are watching it or listening to it. I keep saying watching it, but on iTunes, if you could rate the podcast, that'd be great, and that will give us a ranking in the YouTube stratosphere, and that would help as well. And you can also go to there's a Zedos Gang website, which we'll have more updates soon. It's kind of barren at the moment, but I'm working to get more updates on the website when I can. There's a Twitter page which I try to update when I can as well. But again, there's things in motion, So hopefully it shouldn't be too long before everything starts moving again. You can also write in at Zedos Gang to Zedos Gang Podcast either through Twitter or through the email, which is podcast@zedosgang.co.uk. And that's it. Sach, where can we find you?
Find me on Sashman3 on Twitter, and check my YouTube page, Sacha Allari, and check my latest film, The Little Guy Again, on my YouTube page. Leave the comments below.
Yeah, and if you Sach just released a new Little Guy episode, which is actually it's went a different way than I thought it would, but it's cool. It's very entertaining and in a nostalgic way as well. So have a gander at that and support the channel. Thanks again, folks. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Sach. And thank you for everyone that contributed in the last 2 weeks to this podcast in terms of guests. I appreciate that a lot. And so this has been the Zedos Game Podcast, and we're out.